Hey guys, Tyler here. The Amazing Digital Circus. Well, what have we found out? A lot about the people who work there. A lot of things about the Digital Circus. But there is a couple things we got to clear up. One thing we need to clear up. Episode 6, they all get guns. Zubul says they want the ability to make love, have sex. People like me thought in episode 6 he was just they were joking to just piss off Kane. A lot of people agree with me there. They thought they did it to piss off Kane. Well, in episode 9, we know that we know that they weren't joking. They had sex. The problem is they had sex with yeah. So they had sex. Oh, they had good sex, it sounds like. With all the hearts coming out of their door. Yes, I seen that other video that's made on YouTube where they show the credits, show the ending without credits, so you can see everything properly. I seen that, and even the credits, they're making love, but seeing it better, I should have counted the hearts, but I did not count the hearts because they kept on popping. But yeah, Raga's face is bright red, and she's like, "Okay, I already got here like fast," so she literally runs away. And you see Gangle's door is, partially open. The thing it makes no sense is I would actually done it in Gangle's room. Not, I mean, no offense to Zubul, but I would have done it in Gangle's room. Since Gangle's room's darker, I would do it in Gangle's room because it make more sense. Also, it's pretty surprising they did that. Also, is there going to be season 2 of the Digital Circus? Most likely not. But there is something we need to think here. A lot of people like Morgan reacts saying they don't know, no one knows each other. Well, that's technically not true. A lot of people say no, they don't know each other. That's technically not true. That's not true at all. That's very not true. Okay, that's not true. Zubul and Jax actually know each other in the real world. Because Zubul owns a bar, Jax goes to that bar, so they actually do know each other. But Tyler, do you think everyone else can know each other? Well, technically, that could be possible. They all know each other, except Kinger. I don't think Kinger does that. I think maybe they all know each other, maybe because Jax always goes to Zubul's bar in the real world, and you don't know. Maybe Gangle actually went to the bar maybe one time to have a drink. So did Pommy. So maybe all of them know each other, but except Kinger. Maybe all of them been to a bar, been to Zubul's bar at least once. So they could all know each other at least one time. I don't know if Kinger actually drinks because the drink that he wanted in episode 5 was a corn cob blitz, which I actually know a friend of mine who is a bartender. They never even heard of that, so it doesn't exist. Because we looked online, we couldn't find it. The only thing we could find out was the only thing we could find about it was the Amazing Digital Circus. So it doesn't exist. So yeah, the Amazing Digital Circus is going to be getting a season 2. I will make sure of it. But it will be not called the Amazing Digital Circus, it will be called something else. Because if you know me, I have ways to make. I found a loophole, a big loophole that since Glitch is technically Australian and I'm American, I could pull some strings to actually make it come out the way I want it to come out. It'll be a short series, but there might be at least, let's see here, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and that's it. Most likely 4 episodes will be in this series. Maybe a 5th episode is a special. But the 5th episode might be surprising what the 5th episode might be. And yes, I have seen. And yes, I do agree with a friend of mine. I do agree with someone else said I should do. Which actually, I wouldn't mind doing that. Because recently that'd be a good idea to do that too as well. But, yeah, episode 5 would be a depressing episode. That's all I can say. Episode 5 would be an episode that kind of needs to get made for a safety reason, for a specialty reason, but it doesn't really matter what it's about. But yeah, there might be some surprises in episode 5 if I ever make the cartoon. If I even get my version of the Amazing Digital Circus, there might be a surprise, and even a surprise about a little cartoon. If I do make the Amazing Digital Circus, episode 9 will be special. Episode 9 will have a callback from a movie that I'd only seen part of. I'm not really into that type of movies. I never seen the first one, and never seen this one. I've only seen part of the other one. So yeah, there might be a little surprise if I ever do get a chance to make my version of the Amazing Digital Circus. The title is totally different. Okay, the title already made a title for the cartoon, but yeah, the title might be different, but the process might be different as well. But that, if everything goes as planned, everything will be properly made, properly the way I want to make it. Because this way, I don't have to worry about nothing. But that's still going to be a long way from now. But still, when I get it written down and I can get it animated by a company, we're gonna have a nice little surprise. And I know I'm gonna get haters and stuff on my social media accounts, YouTube and Facebook, but I don't care. I really don't give a care. But yeah, I do got my version of Major League coming out in a few months. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write my version of Major League Circus down and work from there. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, still gotta work on some stuff. And yeah, some characters' names will be changed. So yeah, I'll see you then.